For the thousands in the comments and the millions listening on YouTube Premium.
Brothers, sisters, gender resistors, welcome to Knitro. This is the penultimate episode of season 1 of Knitro as we wrap up 1995 in Nitro history. We did it, Jordan. We survived 1995 WCW Knitro.
We did. And it's ending on Christmas.
I was thinking, like, who the fuck is going to a wrestling thing on a Monday on a Christmas? But then I was like, well, shit, there's lots of people who don't celebrate Christmas who like go to the movies, Jordan, I'm sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So like that clicked. And then also I realized, like, dude, after, like, for me growing up as like a Catholic, after like whatever time mass was, like that's prime. Then you're playing video games or whatever you got for Christmas all night. So actually going to like getting the tickets to, hey, we're going to Nitro tonight, by the way, as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, totally. I think
wrestling traditionally.
I went to oh, sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, like as you said, like going to movies, like Jewish families, Chinese food, go to the movies. Like that is the thing. It's real. It happens. It happened every year. So
in general, wrestling used to be a very big draw on Christmas night and on Thanksgiving night. They would have their biggest shows of the year, especially in the South. However, I don't mean to break kayfabe, but this week's Nitro was actually taped last week because Eric Bischoff is not a monster and did not want his crew to travel on Christmas. Plus, they're going to be working 2 days later for Starrcade anyway. So
I had this question specifically for you. Why would they have a major pay-per-view on a Wednesday?
On a fucking Wednesday?
What is the 27th of December?
I don't understand. I think actually it's just because Starrcade was always on 2 days after Christmas. That was just it was always, and then eventually it became the last Sunday of December. I don't get it either. WCW and WWF at the time had like weird days for pay-per-views. I always remembered pay-per-views as just being on Sundays. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I was thinking that too. Like, who's bringing the gang over on a Wednesday night? Like, people work. You know, I guess kids have.
It's the middle of the week.
Yeah,
that's when the bullshit piles up.
Yeah,
and you're like, I got 2 days to finish all this shit at work. I'm in a mood. I don't have 5 hours to watch conflict. I have enough in my own life.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, but
all right. Well, we kick things off with the predictable but adorable Santa Pepe.
Yeah,
loved it.
I'm wearing this with this. This is not a Santa hat. This is a Santa Pepe hat.
Yes,
specifically.
And, you got one of those. You got the Santa Pepe hat.
I got it's branded. Yeah.
One thing I will say that I noticed right off the rip, because I don't remember when this change happened. And again, this is me making fun of people whining about shit like Target and blah, blah, blah. But Bischoff is saying happy holidays immediately in 1995.
He says Merry Christmas right at the beginning of the show.
Right away. But then he also, like, throughout the episode, he says, I hope you have a very happy holiday season. Like they're hitting everything. And I don't remember when I was 8 if anyone gave a shit about that. I don't think so. My dad would have cared.
I gave a shit about Hanukkah. All right, a bow. No,
sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
I think it's also it's just that they're in a corporate environment. You know, like I'm sure Turner was very much. That was like the edict.
The reason I bring it up is because like my dad would hear them be like, "Happy holidays! It's fucking Christmas," you know, like, and I'm saying they were doing it that long ago.
Yeah.
No one.
The war has been going on for over 25 years.
I guess it's interesting to see.
Here's the thing. I don't give a hot fuck.
Yeah,
like none of it matters to me.
The other, it almost comes off a little racist. Like this one girl once to me was like, "Oh, hey Rob, Merry Christmas." Oh, I mean, happy holidays, right? Happy Hanukkah. Is that what you celebrate? I was like, just say Merry Christmas, please. I don't even like fuck God.
Also,
Who cares?
dude, Christmas shit looks fun. Like I wanted the set to be decorated. Like, so here's the thing. They're never going to decorate it with Hanukkah shit. It's just never going to happen. I would like it to look like something because it feels festive in some way. Put some bullshit, put lights on something.
They put a candy cane on the Nitro logo, but yeah, it was very half-assed.
Dude, the Nitro stocking that's like burning.
Yeah.
I love
it was like a stocking over the fire.
I want that as a Yule log. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like, I don't know. I know that WWE usually does like a stupid like opening presents match or something.
Yeah.
I want that shit. Dude,
eventually it comes.
Sting
Eventually
should
it comes
come out
WCW.
in like green and red makeup. Like, come on. I don't know.
I think a few years later they have a show on New Year's, or maybe it was Christmas, and Kiss performs, and it's like it snows at the end or something like that. So they get into it, baby.
Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Why did I love that they're shelling out Kiss money. You know that costs
insane,
unreasonable amount.
Not only that, but they licensed the Gene Simmons makeup for a wrestler. The Demon becomes a wrestler in WCW.
Yeah.
And the eventual plan was a Kiss faction where all the like there would be a Star Child and a cat. But the Demon thing bombed so terribly and was so expensive because literally every time he performed, they had to pay a licensing fee that they had to drop it.
No wonder this company died. Like dude, Kiss money weekly?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Was that the same plan for the Misfits? Because they brought in the Misfits too. Was that Vampiro or was that another?
That was Vampiro. I don't think it was the same at all because Misfits aren't asking for Misfits were also like huge fans. Jerry only long-time wrestling fan. So I think
but it's just funny
for him it wasn't a business thing. He was just like
licensing
I want to be there. Yeah.
A pack of menthols and some tickets. Yeah.
And I do believe that them being in WCW is what caused Michael Graves to quit the band. I think that was like the last straw for him. Yeah, him and Doyle, everyone hated it, but Jerry.
I will say for this episode, pretty good wrestling. It was a pretty good episode, like through and through.
Yeah.
Every match was solid.
It got me hyped for the pay-per-view for sure.
No unsavory comments were made about Japanese people.
Until the end.
But all he says is like, I hope those Japanese, he doesn't say anything derogatory. He just says like, it's like saying literally, I hope that team goes home with their tails tucked between their legs, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is
the way he said it's like with the stank on, it's like saying Jew. Like if you put too much on it, it's a slur.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Whoa.
We had Riggs and Lex. Right?
Yes, we kicked things off with our legally mandated Lex Luger match.
I didn't know he was billed. I didn't catch until this week that he was billed from Chicago. I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
How about that?
Chicago.
That's why your mom thought it was so awesome.
That must have been why he was even there at this diner in a suburb. Like it literally makes no sense. But this was good. Who's Riggs? Did he go on to?
He's a part of American Males.
One half of American Males. This is continuity because I believe last week he faced Buff Bagwell, Scotty Riggs' partner.
Gotcha.
Or at the time, Marcus Alexander Bagwell. This match, pretty punch and kick kind of match, but it had maybe the best Mongo quote of the year.
What do you say?
I think that American male dog has bit off more than he could chew. No offense, Santa Pepe.
Sir, what are you saying?
Oh Santa Pepe cannot hear you, Mongo. He can't process your metaphor about the dog biting off more than he. Why would Santa Pepe take offense to biting off more than he could chew?
Because he's a dog, I guess. Like, is American are American males Jewish?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Bite off more than he could chew. I don't think I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, you said Jew. I was processing.
Let me take that again.
I was like,
Mongo
no.
had the best.
That cannot be cut. That cannot be. Rob, leave that in. That was the best Pavlovian or what is it, Freudian slip I've ever heard.
Did I say Jew? More than he could chew. No offense, Santa Pepe. More than he could chew.
I was excited that I was like, I accept that Pepe is a chosen person. I'm in. No
I
offense,
think that
Pepe.
American male dog has been off more than he could chew.
Oh my God. That I don't know. I spaced out.
It's the
during
holidays,
this match.
folks.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the Lex match. I was like, okay. We're gonna get it
pretty good. Honestly, Riggs looked good. Riggs made him look really good. I realized the torture rack is just what I would do to like my little cousins growing up. That's why I don't like it, because it's just like not a thing.
It's just it looks like a dad picking up his son in the pool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't look menacing. I get the theory behind it, but when Lex does it, it doesn't look vicious at all, because he's hopping around and he's like, hey, it looks like he's shaking a baby. I don't know. It's not.
Sometimes whoever he's doing it to will be on their side and it doesn't look bad. But then like Riggs was more on his back.
Yeah.
Like facing straight up. And that would be more painful, certainly.
Yeah.
So like I get that, but it's never, it's truly one of my least favorite finishers.
If there was a guy who's like, I'm gonna put you on your back, and I'm just gonna like bend you, and you could if it looked like the drawing of Bane breaking Batman's back or whatever, like I'm in. That's awesome. Yeah. But when it's I'm not. No. If you look like you are, if a wrestling moves looks like it's done in a bouncy castle, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Good point.
I do love the Lex Luger theme song. It's really rocking. It has like a pretty ripping guitar part.
Yeah, dude. And then is the Sting match next?
Yeah. So first we get a Sting.
No,
promo.
it's Malenko next.
No, Malenko's after.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
First we get a Sting promo. Sting looking like $1 million, and he's starting to sell this idea that he's getting a little sick of people questioning whose side he's on. And Gene Okerlund's like, but what about Luger? What about Luger? And he's like, stop asking me that question.
You better stop.
And I want to say, yeah, he was like talking back. And I watched WCW Saturday Night from the Saturday before this, and so many promos on the show, like we see Johnny B. Bad, whatever. But Sting had a really long, like 10-minute sit-down promo where he even talks about how he's growing his hair. He's like, so many people on the internet are just talking about anything. Like there's even a story I saw, top 10 reasons Sting is growing his hair out. And I'm like, really, dude? But he really got across that he is tired of people questioning his motives, of questioning what side he's on. Like, he is on Sting's side, and he wants to win the world title. This was really good. And so I think they're kind of pushing Sting with a little bit of an edge here.
Okay. The reason I even brought up if his match was next, and I'm sure you guys have talked about this in the past, but he has truly one of the worst theme songs. Man
called Sting.
Dude,
it sounds like the 40-year-old virgin DVD like menu music. That's what I hear.
I love hearing a wrestling song, and it's like, this is the first guitar riff. You know?
Yeah, this is just like, fuck. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. 0 3 5 5 3 0.
Yeah, it's so fucking, oh my God.
But
he does look like $1 million. He goes goes up against Big Boss Man
Bubba
or Bubba
Rogers.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, during the interview, right before the match, he goes, and listen up, New Japan, you're in the US of A. And I'm like, uh-oh. but all he says is like, you're on our territory where all the best wrestlers are, and we're going to prove it on Sunday. And I'm like, okay,
Perfect.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong there.
What are
Here's
the
the thing,
odds? What are the, let's do over under of, let's say, I'm going to put the over under at 2 of how many nuclear bomb mentions there are during anything with New Japan.
Ooh.
Think about it.
I didn't even think about it.
Think about it, dude. They're going to punch him back to Nagasaki. Like someone's going to say something.
When you step in the ring with me, I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Holy shit.
Dusty Rhodes is going to be on commentary, I believe. So
I become death, destroyer of worlds, baby.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, some gonna happen. I didn't again, I'm always, since I haven't seen a lot of these guys since I was young, seeing their sizes is always very surprising. So like I always say, like, Sting is bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Big Boss Man or Bubba or whatever. That's a big boy. He's
a big
fucking huge.
Yeah, he's
that
like
should have been his WCW name, is Big Boy.
He's a big old boy.
The Big Boy Man.
I think he always gets a lot of love for being like a pretty good worker, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I felt he was very athletic and moved around really well for that size, and he had great matches with Hulk Hogan, which is not an easy thing, They had a really good, they have a really good steel cage match. And my big memory of that is they did a superplex from the top of the cage, which it's like 2 350-pound Goliaths slamming. That's a crazy spot.
Have either of you ever taken a bump on like a real mat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did exactly 1 day of wrestling training and never again. It was brutal.
Or I guess like I've been slammed through a table, and then I've been punched off the ring apron. But so I guess I've never been hit the middle of the ring.
I really want to go into the center of the ring and just like flat on my back, head up, and like feel what I have no idea what it feels like. That I had a chance at the last TID the season that we played, because they had wrestling there, and Andy was gonna like show me a couple, and we just didn't have time.
Yep.
I want to know, because I have no idea. Like, is it springy? Like, I know is the bigger you are and you land on your back on a thing that has a bounce to it, is it better? I don't know.
I
feel like
recollection
it would hurt,
is it
but
didn't
also be a little fun.
It was fun, but my recollection was it didn't have as much give as I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that
you really absorb the hit.
Yeah, fuck.
Crazy.
So during this match, they're getting over the friendship storyline, and I think it's kind of weird because it's like Sting wants to win the world title. That's his number one thing. Like, him and Luger, like, if it's down to him and Luger, he's gonna face Luger. He wants to win the title.
Yeah,
but Bobby Heenan had a great line here, and let me not Freudianly say Jew during it. Heenan goes, friendship is a really bad thing in life. What you really need is a good banker and a good stockbroker. And then Mongo goes, you're a sick individual. And Bobby goes, oh, well, thank you very much. If you have a dog with a beard, then I'm okay, right? It's just like riffing on Mongo.
Yeah, just grandpa jokes. Just, well, you're an egghead. Just like nonsense. Fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, one thing that we skipped that was funny was during the Sting promo before the match, Pyro kind of goes off a little late.
Yeah.
And Mean Gene's like, oh, he's like, Jesus Christ.
It's like Hiroshima.
Sting, no. Turns around and he's like, yeah. It is so good. I don't know why my background just changed. Okay.
And we do learn that via voiceover from Eric Bischoff that Hulk Hogan is suspended through the end of 1995, which is literally 5 days or 6 days or whatever it is. And then they're like, he might even be suspended in 96. We don't know. It's whenever he decides to come back from vacation. I mean, it's whenever the WCW officials decide. No, they didn't say that, but that's what it is, right? Like he just doesn't want to work around Christmas. So he's suspended.
He's just got a dope contract, dude.
Yeah. It's so
awesome.
weird how they knew he would be gone and like how poorly they planned for it.
They do a thing at the end of this match where this is where, oh my God. I have a busted rib right now. So laughing is really, really painful for me.
How would you do that?
Life of agony the other night. I got fucking spin cucked and absolutely dislocated a rib. And I'm feeling better, but it's like bad. But Luger comes out, right? And it's Jimmy Hart and they're talking. And then our poor boy, the pit bull.
My God. This was incel behavior.
It's so fucking now I will say, now that it's like there's continuity to it, I kind of like it. I kind of think it's like
what do you like?
I like that he's like, I just need support. Like is basically all he's saying. And I like the fact that he's like going to the renowned managers and being like, someone's going to pick him. And I don't think anything really is going to happen with it eventually, which is a shame. But
you don't think, based on the legacy of Sergeant Craig Pickman that we have now?
No, I don't think so, dude. And
I don't think
it's gonna work out.
Take off your shirt.
Take off your shirt. That was so good. And he's like, here, let me give you a quarter. You could call some other manager who I'm with the best. Like, why? I love, like, they are making him look like such a scrub with this. Like, it really shows how limited Eric Bischoff and Kevin Sullivan's creative abilities are here to create new characters. Like, who do they got that themselves aren't just full of charisma that can carry this terrible material? Because like anyone they're introducing that isn't already an established person sucks.
Yeah.
You know, this especially is so, like, this makes him look like such a scrub. And again, as I scan through WCW Saturday Night from the Saturday before, Pittman does this exact same bit interrupting Colonel Parker, who is the guy you might remember with Sister Sherry, the Southern gentleman, and does the same thing. Like, will you manage me? Not marry me. Will you manage me?
Will you marry me? I would, if he was going around asking all these managers to marry him, I'd be in. I'd be Bo. I'd be like, you know what? It's working for me.
I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the body shaming aspect of it. I mean, but it is kind of like, well, look at who I'm managing. He's and
also, though, Pittman doesn't have a bad body. Like when he took off his shirt, it's like, okay, he has a little bit of a gut, but the man's got some pecs and some shoulders.
Anybody compared to Lex is going to look insane. Does Lex have the best body on the show?
Lex...
I don't know. Sting
Lex
is up there too.
Has done everything possible to have his body look like that.
Yeah.
And you can see that, like, that's his main goal.
Yeah.
Wrestling and all the other stuff is behind
his bodybuilding.
Like, how much can I look like a Rob Liefeld drawing?
Yeah.
He even has Rob Liefeld feet.
Mean Gene says something right at the beginning of this little interview, which I like. By the way, the way they like cut, I didn't realize that Sting was just standing in the ring still.
Yeah,
like, this was immediately after the Sting match.
He's literally like, but I like the fact that Mean Gene is like, you still have the bowling shoes on, a story for another time, Lex. And it's just like Mean Gene just like making little ribs about stuff.
Dude.
Just to probably make other people laugh, you know, just to pop other people in the back. I just love, I love shit like that.
He also turned into Jerry Seinfeld for a minute, asking Lex Luger, what is the deal? What is the deal with your friendship with Sting?
What's the deal with your friendship with Sting? Macaroni ears?
What was
old
after
timey
this?
insult?
Then we
Keep
got
them
Dean
coming.
Malenko versus JL,
Yeah.
which I was like, hell yeah, finally.
Finally, yeah.
Dude,
You know?
Dude, Dean Malenko with actually menacing music.
Oh
I
yeah, his
haven't
theme was
caught
awesome.
his music yet, but it's like fucking scary, dude.
it literally, dude, the score is so funny because it's like if you go to see Nosferatu and there's just like a guy playing organ
Yeah,
for it.
And he's walking down just like, holy fuck, okay.
It's so fun. I love it's I think that shit's so weird. Honestly, when they make villains come out to like obvious bad guy music,
Yeah.
because that is like, who does that? Who would do that?
Yeah, and
They
it's
want
funny
to
too
pump
because
themselves up.
the
That's
ones
what they're
that
trying to do.
rock, sorry to talk over you, Jordan. The ones that rock are like think about Kane and the Undertaker's music
Yeah.
are bad, obvious bad guy themes, but they've become so iconic that it just like doesn't matter.
It
You know?
also like, we're in like the 90s, like Undertaker had a riff, like he's coming out to like to riffs, and Kane's is also like a riff. It's like a song. It's like a good song.
Well, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this
And they're
Malenko one
spooky.
is just one of those like off the rack,
Yeah.
open source or whatever those are called.
Yeah.
Those music
Public
compilations.
domain. Yeah.
Public domain. Thank you.
Dude, how about you remember Mankind's original music?
Yeah, I love
This
that he
is
had an intro and an outro. Different.
And it's like
music.
truly depressing. Dude, when he wins the title, that's what they play. And then literally the next week he has new music.
Yeah.
Which is one of my the deenie deenie
The
is
AC/DC
one of
Yeah.
riff.
It's well, these are Mankind was a spooky character.
Yeah.
Like if you're a spooky guy, come out to a spooky thing. But Dean
That's true.
Malenko is a fucking guy.
a guy.
That is
Yeah.
he's got a widow's. He looks like Dragon Ball GT Vegeta, and he's coming out to like silent movie organ.
Holy
It's
shit.
crazy.
He does. Yeah. Crazy music. Good match. I mean,
Yeah, this was fun.
it's like
I
so
feel like-
obvious.
Yeah, I feel like the first two matches were dated in the sense of like, yes, this is what wrestling was like in the mid 90s. This match felt like cutting edge, ahead of its time. Like you could see this today. Dean Malenko, right before his finisher, they're on the top rope and he grabs JL, puts him in a fireman's carry
yeah.
over his shoulders, and then lifts him up off the fireman's carry and does like a breaker type move where he throws JL onto his knees. So they jump off the top rope onto the mat, onto his knee. And it's a beautiful move. And again, I would like some video footage here because if you look directly to the right of Dean Malenko, there's like 5 frat bros in the like 5th row. And they're like, as the move is happening, you just see them go further and further like, no way, bro. No way, bro. Dude. Oh my God. That was awesome, bro.
The thing is, I was one of those bros. I was like,
Yeah.
no way. No way.
Yeah,
And
stop
the-
it. Stop it. Stop it.
it looked
Oh.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looked great. Looked
Looked
great.
His
great.
poor knee.
Oh, dude,
At JL's
That's-
ribcage.
don't get me started, dude.
That's a crazy, that's New Japan shit, modern New Japan shit on like primetime television. Like that's a vicious move. I loved it. They're
When I
whooping
think
each other's
about-
asses.
like Undertaker jumping onto his knees for 30
Oh,
plus
for
years.
the tombstones?
For
Yeah.
the tombstone is just like, if I did that right now, I would liquefy. I would turn
Yeah.
into another form of matter.
I
Like, it
don't
would
have
not-
cartilage gone immediately.
immediately. And yet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in his whatever his was it? It's not Last Dance, is it? Or it was. He like says like, yeah, knees are okay. Like knees never been a problem. It's just like,
It's the hips, right? I
Yeah, it's the
believe
hips.
Yeah.
holy shit.
Which would that? I guess that makes sense because you're wearing like knee pads.
yeah,
for the
but dude,
most part.
sometimes he jumps.
That's true.
There's that one with
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels where Shawn does the and slaps him. he jumps on that one. That's like late taker.
Right. I have seen that. And that's
God.
crazy. But I can see that the shock would be primarily absorbed in the hips. Like that makes sense. Like you're just jamming those joints. And knees, you got pads and you got the caps and whatnot. I kind of get it. But like something took the punishment and it was the hips.
Yeah, like even Hulk Hogan, the most immobile wrestler of all time, had to have 7 hip surgeries, all from just doing the leg drop. Just doing the leg drop every night messed his hips up. I mean, he's also an exaggerator, but I feel like the surgeries happened. So what else?
Yeah, right. His back is a fucking.
Yeah, his back is
looks
shot.
like that game from what's the peg game?
Ouija?
No, the peg game from that one fucking racist breakfast place.
From Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel, yeah. The peg game. That's what his back looks like, just like a bunch of holes in the middle of his back.
Oh my God. There are some moves where it's like Stone Cold Stunner, worth it. That's one of the sickest finishes of all time. When I found out that Hulk Hogan's finisher was a leg drop, I was like, that's what he chose? He chose that and it ruined his life?
Yeah. Right.
Even back then, doesn't look sick. It's not like a Macho Man doing the fucking elbow. Like the elbow looks amazing.
Dude, even the Warriors splash comparatively is like immediately cooler and it's just as simple.
A leg drop is he was like, this is it for me. How do you arrive? Like every old move I can see, like at the time I'm like, your finisher wasn't a suplex? Like, come on.
Yeah. Right,
or he had the 24-inch pythons. Why isn't it like some sort of clothesline? Use your bicep as your finisher, or like a choke, or
dude. Being like late 90s, early 2000s era Kane and just choke slamming everyone had to have been the best. Because he doesn't even like the Giant, when he would choke slam, would go down to a knee. Like they all have like little variations. Kane just up and down. And then the sick punch, the fucking glove punch.
Yeah.
Love that. It had to be
shifting the whole body.
Yeah. It had to be so awesome.
And the choke slam, we've talked about it before. It's just the sickest thing ever. When their legs, the guy looks amazing because the legs are going flying in the air. Like,
right. Yeah. And if they really, dude, like Brock taking a chokeslam from either of them where he jumps.
Yeah.
And he can like fucking jump. So it's like, oh shit, I wonder who has like the coolest looking finisher that is the least damaging. Like, I remember reading that like the RKO is like, because all you're doing is taking a back bump. Everything is like spread out and it looks very impressive. But it's,
it's gotta be like, it's gotta be Malachi's finisher probably, right? Just spin kick looks unbelievable.
It does look really cool, but if it was in the 90s and that was my favorite guy's finisher, I wouldn't have been like, it's not a jackknife powerbomb.
Yeah, that's true.
Which looks
a spear.
Honestly,
a spear. It might didn't it? I mean, that fucked Edge up, didn't it?
I think it's honestly, it might be the fucking jackhammer because you're just going down.
Dude, that does look so cool too.
It's the coolest move of all time. I think it's the coolest one. I'm sorry, it just is. And I think that you're just getting it ends up like a basic slam,
right?
And I feel like the person delivering it, they're just landing on a guy. Someone else is taking the whole bump for you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I think like that one looks fucking awesome. And I don't think it fucked up Goldberg at all. I feel like he fucked himself up on all the spears.
Yeah.
Like the jackhammer.
Headbutting the door.
That's a safe ass slam.
Punching
right there.
the limo and fuck. Now we have the main event with 2 classical music intros.
Well, before that, we have the most coked up Ric Flair promo. I love that.
He looks great, by the way. The purple robe. Ooh.
Oh.
So good. So good. He's past his prime, but still very much in his prime. Love the promo, just full confidence. Jimmy Hart comes out for some reason, says he wants to be in his corner.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Ric Flair's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Watch me win. I still don't understand how this match makes sense if, Ric Flair's challenging for a shot at the title at the pay-per-view. But I do understand that they wanted to get all 4 guys on the final show. And this is how they chose to do it. And I feel like Macho and Ric Flair are so good together in the ring. They worked so hard. I feel like they could have phoned it in. They could have just done a basic punch kick match, but they were going back and forth. They were running around the outside
too. It's like a long match.
Yeah, they were taking bumps.
Yeah. They both have truly the funniest music. Like they're both iconic now.
Oh yeah.
But at that time, one being the graduation music and one being the Space Odyssey, like 2001 music, it's just like, what?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
I've talked about this. I feel like the first time I saw Macho Man come out to Pomp and Circumstance, I was like, I thought it was one of the strangest things that I've ever seen. Of course, now it fits him and it's iconic, but it's so weird. And I've asked Colin and Rob, like, there had to have been a time where they considered, like, should he come out to Macho Man?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why? I get it, 'cause it's gay, but like, look at this. Look at what you're doing.
That's probably why it was turned down. Let's be honest.
Maybe.
I don't think
he's called the Macho Man, and that's how he dresses. Like, he's already getting it. I don't know. Like,
dude, he also his outfit for the entrance was also outstanding. Belt looking great underneath that insane jacket. He looked like a piece. There used to be this candy in the 90s. Somebody's gonna remember. I don't remember. It was like a taffy candy with like cosmic colored hard candy in the taffy. That's
I know what you're
like.
talking about.
That's just what he looks like. And
is it a now and later?
Honestly, maybe. I remember I didn't like it.
It
so
was
I
like
never ate it.
flat. It looked like a tongue. It kind of looked like a tongue with
Airhead?
jewels in it.
Not an airhead. Fucking I love airheads. I'll tell you what. But yeah, that's what he looked like. He's the best, dude. I actually think that like him and Flair are the most entertaining for me to watch. Like, I'm always like, God, they're good. Like every time.
Yeah, they take real pride in their work. I feel like, Hogan's there for a paycheck. Luger's there for a paycheck. Sting loves it too. But like these guys, they take pride and they're so good. They're so good. Like, and almost like Eric Bischoff takes it for granted.
Yes.
How good they are. Like these two should really be the main focus of the show. But they're just almost side characters in like Sting, Luger, and Hogan stories.
Yeah. And one's the champion.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Here's a question that I have. Like, we talked, you brought up earlier, like Hogan has an awesome contract. For him, it's awesome. He's trying to make himself look good. But even when he, like, who does he look good to? Like, after the decisions he's making are just hurting everything. Did he realize? Do you think he's realizing it as it happens? Like, oh shit, that didn't work. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that.
I think he's getting his check and he's looking at his merch sales and he's just like, and then his movie shit that he's definitely doing also. And he's just like, nah, I'm making more money than ever. Fuck.
And also he's very calculated with when he decides to come back and who he decides to wrestle. And if he sees that things are going south, he leaves, and he knows to show up to the shows around Atlanta because that's where the executives, because the executives, they're working with someone else's money. It's not their money, so it's much easier to consider. And with Hogan, the draw is that he has opened up let me not punch my mic. He has opened up all the marketing and the sponsorship stuff for them, and that's made their money back for them.
Well, I guess like no,
Oh.
totally. But
Who sponsored Hulk Hogan at the time?
No, I mean like WCW sponsors. Like
just
for
sponsor. I see, because his name is. I got you.
Yeah.
His name is so big. But like at this point, like, does the creative is suffering either way. So like, and clearly the sponsors do not care.
Right.
Like, I think in his mind, the wins and the whatnot matters, but it doesn't. It does. He should look at, dude, Flair is out there every single week losing. He's making a motherfucker look like $1 million. He doesn't lose an ounce he does not lose his spot. He does not lose his favor with the audience at fucking all. Hogan has been on top for like 10 fucking years, and every decision he's making is making the like creative like suffer, and he has to see it in like a hindsight format, at least like after it airs, like, because you don't know until you shoot it. But it's been years of this. At a certain point, like, he couldn't take his like hands off the wheel. He couldn't like I don't know. Like,
he was gonna get away with it as long as they would let him get away with it.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
Right.
I'm reading. I looked up the contract really quickly. So any merch that had his likeness on it, he would get 50% of it. He would split the rights with WCW, even if it had other wrestlers on it. He had full creative control of the outcome of his matches. He got a $2 million signing bonus, so just for signing his contract. WCW had to pay his licensing fee to Marvel for licensing the Hulk name, and he then, as we mentioned previously, the most egregious part of his contract, any pay-per-view that he would be on, he gets a minimum of $675,000 or 25% of gross ticket sales. So this is before any.
Where was
any
Starrcade
expenses.
this year? Let's figure out.
And well, he wasn't. He's not on Starrcade. So it's
Let's figure out what it would have been.
A ticket sales anytime he wrestled on TV. So even on Nitros, he would get 25% of gross ticket sales, and then 15% of pay-per-view buys on any event that he wrestled. Again, gross. Which who would agree to that? Who wouldn't agree to net? And gross would mean before expenses. So it's like, oh, WCW got all these sales before they can figure out what their profit is. They got to pay Hogan. He's the mafia here.
Let's just say he was on Starrcade. That's 90. It's a capacity of 9,700. Okay. How much do you think? Wait. Is that's including pay-per-view?
Yeah. So we could do World War III, right? World War III, 1995.
Yeah.
Buy rate. Let's see.
Yeah.
Is so it's like 190,000. So
197 purchases. Oh my god.
So then he would make like whatever. It was like 50
like
or 40
50
bucks or whatever.
Yeah. It's time. You said 190,000.
Yeah.
So it's 9.5.
And then whatever
Times
15% of that is Hogan's.
15.
Yeah. So times 0.15.
Yeah, I did 20 for whatever. 9500000 times 0.15 is $1.4 million
For one night's work. Not bad.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
I mean, that actually explains a lot when it comes to like, why wasn't he on the, well, there you go.
Yeah. And also it explains why they have to make him the biggest character on the show, because he is their biggest expense. So it like, dude, he can't be in the fourth from the top match, because why are they spending so much money on the fourth from the top? Like, that's what the executives would ask.
Like a cycle of feedback.
Yeah. Like essentially Eric Bischoff got cornered into such a terrible contract that he had to just keep jazzing up Hogan. Otherwise he would look like the idiot that agreed to this contract.
Of course. Wow.
Yeah. That's insane. But even if you have that my point was like, even if you have all the control, like at a certain point, like by 1998, he doesn't realize that, like, all right, maybe I should, like, I guess he does, because he's like, all right, Goldberg, fine, one.
Yeah.
But
and notice he did that in Atlanta, where he knew that the Turner executives were there. He's like, look, see, I could play ball. I just made you a new star.
one time,
the only
4 years.
That's the thing. That's the thing. By the end, he got so greedy, it messed up his own bag, because he just burned down the company being so greedy.
That's essentially what I mean, is like at a certain point, like this isn't, it's not, he gets so wrapped up in the actual creative of it that it's like, dude, you are fumbling. You did all of this for the bag. It's all about, if it's all about the bag,
right,
then you are fumbling your own bag here. And I'm surprised that at a certain point, it's like that you can't see, like, the product, the product matters long term. Like, I think that people, sorry, go ahead, Bo.
No, I totally interjected out of absolute shock. Do you know what his net worth is as of 2023?
No.
Well,
take a guess. Just take a guess.
I mean, he won that Gawker thing, so let's say 50 million.
Is it 50 or 15?
50.
I'm gonna say probably, I don't know, like 8 million now.
25 million.
Oh.
Less than I would have thought for being like the name.
Well, he had a lot of bad financial stuff last decade, because he divorced his wife, who took half of everything, and his son almost killed a guy and like permanently disabled him in a drunk driving like car wreck. With the guy was in his passenger seat, and he wrecked a car with this guy, and that family sued because that guy just needs, like crazy medical attention the rest of his life. So they sued for an insane amount and won.
Yeah.
So he lost a lot of money because of his kid and his ex-wife. So he was basically broke. And then the Gawker thing happened, and it was the best thing that happened to him financially. Now he's
Thank
set.
God, brother. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I just read that the Gawker original settlement was for 140 something million, but settled to 31 before taxes.
Oh, I didn't realize it settled to 31. I thought it was the full 140. But even
also,
still,
the net worth stuff is also not.
It's all bull.
No,
it's
of
not,
course, but like you look up James Hetfield, and it's over 100 million.
Yeah.
So even on the same bullshit scale, it's like that. I would have expected Hulk to be a lot more.
Right. Well, and even on that 30 million, that you got to take out legal fees, whatever Peter Thiel wanted out of that.
Yeah.
So he probably didn't even get that much. He probably only got a few million, only a few million.
Yeah.
That's basically a WCW pay-per-view.
You also got to look at, like, because of the Gawker thing, like Hogan has not been, like, other than like the 2 WWE things, like he doesn't do anything. He's not booked at, like, before then, before the divorce and before the awful thing that Rob just told us about that I had no idea until just now. Like, he had Hogan Knows Best. He's like appearing on.
Well, he also got canceled because of
he got brutally canceled for
the N-word stuff.
Explicitly
that's what I mean.
Racial
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Like that really, that killed him. So he doesn't get booked to do a single. He gets like, he's definitely the one who begged like WWE, like, please. Just let me show up on the show.
If you go to his Twitter account, it's 20% funny, 80% sad. He has a beach shop where he goes to judge karaoke contests on Friday night. And it's like, he doesn't have to do this, but he clearly goes because he's still treated like Hulk Hogan in a public place. He gets a free dinner.
It has to be in Florida.
And so his Twitter is him and his son cutting promos to come to Hogan's beach shop, brother. And then they would have like karaoke and bikini contests. Mm-hmm. It's like he's still a 25-year-old, Yeah.
He needs to go someplace to lie to people about almost playing bass for Metallica or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
Dude,
beautiful.
The picture of Booker T just grimacing at him when he comes back after all that is like one of my favorite.
It's the best.
Images. What a fucker. Anyway,
he's the worst dude, and yeah, I hope eventually
I think
the net worth
Iron
drops more.
Yeah, I think Iron Sheik put it best. Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck
at the
Hulk Hogan.
end of this match, we have like a run in with everybody.
Yeah.
Minus Hulk. But we have a big run in with Lex and Sting. And then Macho Man and Sting do the Hogan Ultimate Warrior. I don't know who's behind me. Bump into each other. But then they go at it.
Yeah, and I want to point out Macho Man shoves first.
Yes.
Sting was like ready to be like, hey, we're friends. And Macho was like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I thought that this actually did more to get me hyped for Starrcade these last 2 minutes than the last 4 weeks of programming.
Dude, absolutely.
I am fully in on this Starrcade show. I can't wait. I literally can't wait to watch. I watched it when I first got the WWE Network, and it's a very fun show to watch. Okay. And it's going to be very fun to review it with you, gentlemen, in our season finale. Should I go?
Honestly, what a way to go out, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Should I run down the card?
Yeah,
for us. We got Jushin Liger taking on Chris Benoit in the World Cup match.
Fucking amazing.
That's fucking so cool.
Yeah, we're gonna see Jushin Liger in 95. So that's gonna be really cool.
Wow.
Alex Wright's gonna be on the card facing
Thank God.
Koji Kanemoto. Lex Luger faces Masahiro Chono, who's like the Lex Luger of New Japan. He's like the top guy there.
Okay.
So that's a really cool. That's a kind of a dream match for the time, I feel. Johnny B. Bad is on the card facing Masa Saito, who like just looks like, oh, this guy's a New Japan Pro wrestler.
Okay.
He looks like a refrigerator. Then we got Eddie Guerrero against Shinjiro Otani. This should be that's a very good match. I remember. Randy Savage facing Tenzon. Tenzon's still wrestling to this day, but on his last knees. And Sting against Kensuke Sasaki, who is the WCW United States champion. Then we have the triangle match with Ric Flair, Sting, and Lex Luger. And then immediately after that, we have the main event, which is Randy Savage facing the winner of that match.
Wow. I didn't even, Jesus. Why wouldn't they put the triangle? Maybe it doesn't air that way. Is the triangle match literally right before?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
It's so stupid. It's WCW.
I don't like. It doesn't.
You got to break up the majority of people watching assuredly don't know all these New Japan guys. That's part of the reason why they're doing it, right?
Yeah,
right. So
exactly.
You're going to have people who are like eating when it's wrestlers they don't know or care about. So put the triangle match in the fucking middle of it and then give your wrestlers a break. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I guess they can't because some of them are in who's Macho Man's 3 times, right? No, he's not in the
everyone
in the triangle.
Everyone wrestles at least twice. If Sting or Luger win, they would be wrestling 3 times, which is insane.
So it's going to be.
Why the fuck isn't this just a tournament to fight Macho Man?
Yeah, why are Sting and Luger and Macho Man in the World Cup? They have other wrestlers they could use in the World Cup, you know?
Is the one with Sting, is it for the New Japan US belt?
It's a WCW US belt, and it is not. It is a non-title match.
Here's the thing. I love a one-night tournament. I miss I've never actually watched one live, but when I've been shown like a King of the Ring, like that shit rocks. Yeah. I watched.
It was fun.
To get after there was that episode with like Sting going like you owe or Ric Flair going you owe me one, Stinger. I went back and tried to figure out what he meant, and I watched this Starrcade that was like a one night G1 thing.
Oh,
with like with like tag teams and
Battle Ball.
Like
it's called Battle Ball.
Battle Ball.
Yeah, so basically the idea
like a ball, like a celebration.
A bowl. It's a bowl, like a Super Bowl. A battle bowl. So it's basically a lottery. Like they have a lottery roller, and you pick out two names and they're a tag team, and then they face another two guys and they're a tag team, and then the winners of these matches advance to a battle royal.
That's not what I watched.
Oh, that's not what you watch. Oh, okay.
No. So they had a tournament for the tag titles and a tournament for the world title, and it was round robin. So everybody has to wrestle each other, and like I had a fucking blast watching this shit. It was like
okay, I see it.
It ends with like Flair and Sting and the Road Warriors versus the Steiners, and I was like, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's cool. So what was
this?
Did you figure out what he owed him for?
Collision Course. I'm sorry. What was that, Bo?
Did you figure out, Jordan, what he owed him for? Like
Sting wins this tournament to get a shot at, like, he beats Flair. He like essentially wins the G1 and he gets to fight Flair for the belt because he beat him in this tournament, and he's going to get an actual shot at the belt afterwards. But Sting gets injured. And so Flair holds on to the belt to not drop it to Lex Luger, but to drop it to Sting when he returns.
Oh,
it might be a little inside baseball too, because he refused to lose it to anybody but Sting.
He refused to, because he loves Sting so much.
Yeah.
Which fucking rules. Yeah, that's so sick.
Man called Sting.
Oh. Literally the first riff I ever wrote, you know.
Yeah. That song was called Dinosaurs when I played it.
Yeah. Space Pirate.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm fucking amped. This sounds like a fun show, even though it doesn't make any sense. I'll probably, even at the end of the triangle match, I'll be excited because all of these wrestlers are good.
Yeah, no, it's gonna
except
be
for Lex Luger.
It's gonna be a fun debacle, and you know we have talked to our lawyers. He's going to be getting 25% of the gross next week on the show. Hollywood Colin Young. We're going to be at full force for the season finale. I'm very excited. The four of us are going to totally talk over each other in the best way possible.
For sure.
And thank you for going on this ride with us on Knitro. I want to thank my co-hosts, Bo and Jordan. You can always catch them on 2 Minutes to Late Night and Hard Lore. And you can catch me interviewing fools about pro wrestling on Squirt Circle Pit.
I really liked the Sean the Butcher one, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Love that man.
Yeah, he's a wonderful person.
Yeah,
he's so wonderful.
He really is. And loves wrestling. So it all works.
It all works out. We talk about Godzilla all the time.
He loves Godzilla. He wants to go to Japan just to see the Godzilla statue. Which
until he finds out what else they got there, it's crazy.
Well,
they got so much stuff there.
Yeah. All right, boys.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you for talking with me. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.